Hey everybody, L here playing Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, and welcome to part 3 of the L method for better HSC scores. Now I've been playing in this Mickey and Minnie high score challenge for a while now, and we're down to the last 38 minutes in this event, and I've just finished a run that got me 23.15 million points, and that gives me a rank of about 1411, and for the better part of today I was only at about 22.9 million points, and I was looking for ways to claw myself back in to the top 1500, because the top 1500 this time does give a second Mickey and Brooms. And that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to talk about a list of things that you can do if you find yourself at the edge of a bracket towards the end of high score challenge and you want just a little bit of extra push to get you back into where you want to be. You'll definitely want to have watched part 1 and part 2 of this series to make sure you understand what damage bonus is and who your damage bonus MVP is in your deck. So if you haven't seen those, please watch those videos first and come back to this video after. And for those of you who've already seen the first 2 videos and understand everything, let's move on to the list. And I'm going to go in order from easiest to most difficult. For your damage bonus MVP, the first thing is to make sure that it does have the maximum amount of chips on it for plus 1000 attack. After that, the second easiest thing to do would be to give your damage bonus MVP, get it up to the maximum amount of guilt, so to give it extra magic mirrors if it needs. Every 1% that you can add to that medal increases its multiplier, and higher multiplier means more credit, means more points, means more ranks, and means more prizes. So that's why we want to do that. After you've done both those things, the next thing to look into is to make sure that you have the best skill possible on your damage bonus MVP. So I guess currently that would be something like attack up L or XL, or the best one I believe would be the attack up L 100%. The skills that never miss have the 100% proc rate are so valuable in high score challenges because they run long, and even the higher version of skills, the Ls and the XLs, those still require a lot of luck to proc in all the places you need it to. And any time you miss a proc, that's points that you could have gotten. So definitely save your attack up L 100%. They might come in handy in a high score challenge for that reason. Okay, after you've done that, the next thing to look into would be to upgrade your keyblade further. And the Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key wiki does have pages for all the keyblades out there that show you which slots get upgraded to which multipliers at every level. So you can check that out and plan out your upgrades in advance. You can see if a particular upgrade is going to increase the multiplier for your damage bonus MVP. If it does, then that will get you more points as well. And there is a fifth thing, but I can't talk about it just yet. I have to go into the high score challenge to show you. It won't make a lot of sense if I talk about it with nothing happening on the screen, so let's hang on to that idea for a second and let's go into the high score challenge. Okay, so I'm bringing my Moogle of Glory here, and this is the setup I'm using. I have Kyrie plus 4 10% medals for 40% of my own, and plus 21% from a friend medal. That's going to be this illustrated Leon here. And to explain a little bit about the setup, the Terra in slot 2, he is guilted, so you will see me tap and swipe quite often with this on earlier enemies, because I don't want him to take away from my MVP, which is going to be the illustrated Xion in slot 4 with that 2.9 multiplier, and I did give her an attack up L 100% skill. And then the Sora Donald Goofy in slot 3, that magic medal is in a reverse power slot on purpose. When I put that there, I purposely give it a really low attack, and that enables me to debuff the enemies without dealing too much damage, so Xion can take more credit later. Okay, and let's just go in there now. And because my MVP is Xion, we're definitely going down the power path. First set of enemies, these are just so weak they'll die to most things, but the way I would plan out the attacks so Xion can take most credit is something like this. I think the best I can do there is to just save 2 of these for her. I couldn't save any more than that, but in the second fight, we can do a little bit better. When we activate the card, we're going to kill one of these enemies with less HP, but we do have the opportunity to save both of these for Shion if we play it like this. Okay, so now Shion can kill them in one hit. Okay, on this single enemy, this will be tough to use the Kairi. If I did, then we're not going to make it to slot 4 on our keyblade, so we're going to swipe. Same thing with the Terra. It's a little bit different with the Sword Goofy. Remember, because we did have it in the reverse power slot, we do have the opportunity to apply the debuff here without killing it, which is good because making it a little bit weaker does end up letting our Shion take more credit. Okay, moving on, we're going to try to keep as many of these alive as possible. So I would play it like this. Okay, so unfortunately, we had the skill proc there that did more damage. This is kind of funny because sometimes we don't want the skill to proc. So if I activated the ability on the Sword Goofy, I actually might kill one of these. If that skill procs also. Let's see what happens. Okay, that procced. Okay, so that accidentally killed the large body there, which I didn't want to happen. This is kind of weird. It's counterintuitive because we're trying to keep enemies alive instead of killing them. The other thing I could have done there was to tap the other large body, but I got a little bit greedy. I wanted to apply the debuff. But in any case, I'm going to keep running this right now, and we'll probably end up with a lower score than my high score because of what happened just now. But let's keep running. Okay, this Fat Bandit here, we're going to use the Kairi, and we're going to swipe with Terra, and this is an edge case right here, and this is that the next thing on the list, probably the most difficult thing to do and to optimize when you're running high score challenges. Now, I've run this enough times to know that when I apply the debuff from the Sword Goofy right here, even though it's not doing a lot of damage, this is going to let the Shion just kill it in 1 out of her 3 hits. If I don't apply the debuff, the Shion can kill it in 2 out of the 3 hits. So we're kind of getting down to this micromanaging the number of hits that your damage bonus MVP is able to deal. Now, having Shion kill this in a debuffed Fat Bandit in 1 hit is not as good for credit and points as not debuffing it and then having the Shion deal 2 hits. So there's not too much else I can say about this other than that it does come with experience. Like, you have to just repeat the stage a lot of times and try different attack patterns to see what changes. Okay, here we're going to try to, try to get Shion to deal 2 hits to this defender. Their HP is about the same, but the only way to make that happen maybe is to focus all of our attacks on the statue. It doesn't matter because the statue is going to get taken out on the first hit of her 3-hit ability anyways, but we're going to try to see if we can get 2 hits on that defender. It is kind of down to RNG here, so let's see. Okay, we got that second hit on the defender, so that means we got a little bit more credit from that encounter. Same thing here. This time we'll do the opposite because I know this Morningstar is going to be able to take 2 hits from Shion, so it doesn't matter too much that we're throwing our damage this way. And I think I'm going to skip the debuff here too and hope to get 2 hits on the statue. Okay, we did. Awesome. Keep going. 3 candlesticks, so we'll do Kairi. We still won't activate the Terra because he's guilted and he would do way too much damage. We're trying to keep these things alive until slot 4 for Shion, and we're very much liking that the Sword Goofy is dealing 1 damage 3 times, so that there's just more for Shion. Okay, here we'll run it something like this. I don't think it matters too much, but this is how we'll do it. I think this, we're going to do 3, yes, we got 3 hits in on the mob on the right. And here, all the aerial knockers I think will die on the first hit of Shion's ability anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But we can debuff it. We'll do the 1 damage 3 times to help out Shion a little bit more. Okay, back to this pattern. Kairi swipe, apply debuff, 1 damage 3 times, and then Shion. Okay, and when the enemies get hard, get so much HP like this copter fleet has right here, then we don't have to think about different plays quite as much. Here we kind of end up just having to throw all of our abilities at it. Shion gets in all 3 hits, and it still has HP left over. Alright, there's that. Okay, now we're back to the other pattern because these have less HP. Swipe with Terra, apply the debuff. Shion ability. Okay, again, a tougher enemy. No thinking here, just throw everything we have at this. Okay, the level 500, the last real enemies here. Again, so difficult, we're just going to use all of our abilities. Okay, this is looking a little bit close. I don't think the illustrated Leon is enough to finish it off, but luckily we do have our burst. And even though the burst attack earns no credit, that's totally fine because we already got in our strongest attack beforehand, which is the Shion with the Terra buff and with the SDG debuff. So totally fine to use the burst in this case. Takes him out. Oh, look at that. We have a new record here. And one last little exercise here on the egg. This is a little bit interesting because all the hits deal 1 damage, but we can still get a little bit of extra damage bonus out of this egg. And so the way I would do it is this. I wouldn't use the Kairi, and I would just tap here, and I would give it the debuff from SDG. And this lets Shion kill it in 3 hits, getting in her max multiplier. Now, if I had used Kairi in the beginning, I think that would... that's the point at which the +3 attack buff and Shion's -1 general defense, that would actually let me deal more than 1 damage to the egg and just kill it on the first hit. So I think this is preferable to do it this way. And that was good for another 1790 something bonus points, and we have our 23.2 million before the end of the event. And let's get back in there and check out what we're doing, how we're doing in the rankings. So the few extra points that we just picked up. Okay, 23.2. That got us a few more ranks. We're now up to 1384. So again, it's not too much of a difference, but you know, doing all of these things, they can add up and they can help to keep you within a certain bracket that you want to be in. All right, that's going to be it for this video. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed watching, and I'll see you guys next time.